Welcome students, welcome again to this next video lecture, and our subject is soft skill development. Okay, so in this video lecture we are going to study the content that is 5 W's, 1 H and 7 C's for effective communication. Okay, so let us move forward. So in this image you will observe the 5 WH words plus 1 H, okay, which includes who, what, when, where, why, and how. These are the 5 W's and 1 H, and we are going to study in detail how these words will help you as a student, as a learner, to get information or to prepare the report, to be a good learner, good speaker, and good effective speaker. Okay, so these WH words 1H and 7Cs will help you to make your communication effective, persuasive. Okay, so these contents or these WH words and 7Cs are very much important as far as our subject is concerned. Okay, so through this video lecture you will learn, you will be able to describe orally on an appropriate reading the 5 W's and 1 H correctly based on curiosity. Okay, again, as far as attitude is concerned, you are accustomed to act brave and confident in concluding 5 W's and 1 H. And as far as the knowledge is concerned, you will recognize literature relating to the 5 W's and 1 H, which is close to your daily life. And as far as skills are concerned, you are able to mention and ask the 5 W's and 1 H in a reading that is close to your daily life. Okay, in your day-to-day life you ask questions to someone else for getting information, and here that strategy is given, those techniques are given, how to ask the questions, and by asking the questions what kind of information you will get throughout the questioning techniques. Okay, so here one point is given, make 5W and 1H based on the news. Okay, so in this video lecture or in this PPT you will observe a news, and by observing that news, by reading that news, you have to get the information, you have to collect the information by asking these questions. That example is given to you, or that for practice purpose it is given to you. Okay, sorry. So again we will repeat these 5 W's and 1 H, which includes what, where, when, why, who, and how. So these will help you to get the information. So if you ask the questions or by what, it means that you have purpose in your mind. Without purpose, without intention, you can't ask any questions. Okay, for purposefully you ask the questions for, and at that time you use WH word what. Then if you ask question related to the problem, if you are observing any problem, then you will solve the problem, or you will get the information about that problem. If you ask the question where, then you will get the information about the place. Again, if you ask the question regarding the problem, any problem, when, you will get the timing or sequence. Then if you ask a question by why related to that problem, you will get the information about the reason. And if you ask a question by who, will get the information who created that problem, or who is responsible for that problem. And at last, when you ask a question by how, you will get in what mode or in what way that problem was created. So these WH words are very much important in your day-to-day life to get the information or to know the root cause, and on the basis of these things you will try to solve the problems. So in this image here incident is given, one of the accidents, the image of his image of accident is given here. And if you ask the question by what, when, why, where, how, you will get the information, or you'll prepare the report on the basis of these question words. Okay, so see here, meaning of 5W and 1H, what is given here. If you ask question who, you will get the information, or you will get the strategy. See here is a question, who is a question that will contain the facts. It will contain the facts relating to any person who directly or indirectly associated with the incident. Here will shows up the names that include within the scope of the news that is discussed. Okay, so what is a question, or you will prepare a question by asking what, that will answer what happened, and will encourage reporters to gather facts related to the things done by the offender or the victim in a accident. Then if you ask question by 5, you will get the answer, the background or the cause of the incident. Although rare, why can be used to open a news or the lead story. Okay, if you ask question by where, you will get the scene, the location, and it can be written detailed scene or just outline only. So you may prepare written scene, detailed written scene, or only just routine outline only, just outline only. Okay, typically when the news comes from a famous place, then the writing is not too detailed. Keep in mind, when the that news comes from the famous place, then the writing is not too detailed. For example, Bollywood, something is happened, then there you will not get detailed information about that. Then when, if you ask the question by when, you will it is concerning with the time of the incident. Then time stamp is not limited to date, but can be written days, hours, even minutes when an accident takes place. Then how will provide facts about the incidents are given. Then could tell the atmosphere, even when the flow of events reported and ongoing incidents. So such kind of information you will get by asking WH words. Then it is a powerful questioning techniques. If you use this 5 Ws and 1 H, it will help you to prepare well with the powerful questioning techniques. Then basic step in uh, data extraction or problem identification process. Okay, it will help you to get the data, or to identify the problem. Okay, so it is a basic step. When you use this technique, it is a basic step for you. Then then it determines the root cause of the problem. Once you identify the problem, you will realize what are the root causes for arising those problems, and it is possible to identify that root cause of the problem when you use the technique of use these questioning techniques. Then it is a part of problem identifying techniques. When you use when you ask casual questions or sincere questions or serious questions, it is a part of problem identification techniques, and it is used in journalism for extracting full information on issues. Okay, but it is also related to your day-to-day lives, as it is said earlier. Then here Rudyard Kipling has mentioned a famous quote in his Just So Stories, in his book named Just So Stories in 1902. He says that I keep 6 honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. And those serving men, their names are what, why, when, and how, and where, and who. So he says that these WH 5 WH words and 1 H are honest serving man to this poet. So you may imagine that how important these WH words and 1 H is important in our day-to-day life. Okay. So here one of the situation is given, one of the description of or report of incident or report of accident is given here. One of the incidents is mentioned in this current PPT. So you may read this, and in the next slide you may find out the answers. So here questions are based on the previous news. So what incident was happening? Okay, obviously it was accident. Then when did it happen? You will get the answer. Then where the incident happened? The next is, who is the victim in the incident? Then why incident that can happened? And last is, how to anticipate that the accident doesn't happen again. So these answers of this question will help you to prepare a well-proof report, because it will be authentic, because you will get the answers, prompt answers or proper answers by observing that incident. Then the suggestion is that while reading any activity, while reading any material, you should use this 5 Ws and 1 H. And here it is given information about how to use this 5 Ws and 1 H. So it will help you understand details of what you read. Sorry. Again, it asks, you can ask detailed questions to go with the main ideas, and for which of the main ideas that you have identified in your reading, ask yourself. When you identify the main ideas, ask yourself questions starting with the 5 Ws and 1 H question words. Okay. Then who, if you ask question by who, you will identify the characters in the reading and make a list of them. Then you draw connecting lines between the characters and describe yourself the relationship between the characters. Okay, if you ask the questions by who. Then if you ask question by what, you will identify the events or actions and make a list of them. Then draw connecting lines between the events and or actions to show the relationship between them, means connecting line between the events or actions. What event, what happened, what kind of event was happened there, what kind of action was happened there. So in such a way you will get the information. So then it will help you to draw connecting lines between the characters and the events as you describe to yourself the relationship between them. Again, if you ask question by where, you will identify all the places in the reading and make a list of them, and it draw connecting lines between places, events and characters as you describe to yourself the relationship among them. Then if you ask question by when, obviously you will get the time. Okay, you will identify the time factors in the reading and make a list of them, and it will draw connecting lines between time factors, places, events and characters as you describe to yourself the relationship among them. And if you ask question by why, you will identify the causes for events of actions and make a list of them. So draw connecting lines from the causes to effects on the characters, events, places or times as you describe to yourself the relationship among them. And and last is 1 H, that is how. How will identify the way events took place and make a list of them, and you can draw connecting lines between the way events took place and other factors as you describe to yourself the relationship among them. Okay, so it will help you to get the main ideas. Again, another strategy is given here. Review all the details you listed. Review all the details you listed by asking several questions, that to 5 words and 1 H. Then make an outline of the overall or main ideas, and then select details from your list that are important and write these under the main ideas. Then you don't have to conclude every detail that you identified. You may want to use different color pens or fonts if you are word processing, and write the main idea in one color, that you may write in green color, then who details in another color, that is in red, and the what details in another color, that is blue. Okay, so this helps you see the relationship between all the information. When you complete your outline, you should have a complete picture of the overall ideas and how the details relate to these, and it might also be helpful to draw lines integrating all the details. So next part is that 7 C's for effective communication. Just we observe 5 W's and 1 H, and next sub content is that 7 C's. Okay, 7 C's in the sense that those 7 words starts with alphabet C. So communication can be defined as the combination of the processes that we use to share and convey information with others. You have already studied so many definitions of communication in first year. So however, effective communication only happens if the sender, that is the person prompting the communication process, happens if the sender is aware of all the elements of communication cycle which are crucial for an effective transfer of the message to the recipient. And to be a good communicator, someone requires mastery of 4 language skills. Those are ALS, RW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Sometimes the term effective communication has often been misused as synonyms to persuasive communication. Nevertheless, these two terms refer to different communication objectives and shouldn't be confused. In fact, persuasive communication aims at prompting a change in the recipient's behavior and values, and effective communication, on the other hand, is about delivering all the contents of the message clearly and unambiguously so that the recipient can evaluate and react to them properly. Okay, so one of the C's is that completeness. First C is completeness. Okay, and to be effective, communication should be complete one. It's the positive feedback makes it complete. If you get the positive feedback, it means that, or you will get the sense that your message is complete, your communication is complete. So it also includes all the information, that is message, the recipient needs to evaluate its content, solve a problem, or make a decision. And complete communication reduces the need for follow-up questions and answers and improves the quality of the overall communication process. It means that if your communication is complete, then you will not get any queries or questions because you have already cleared all the things. Then second C is conciseness, that is short and complete message, avoid irrelevant information. So concise means compact, short in size. However, conciseness is not able to keeping the message short, but rather about keeping it to a point. And conciseness in communication happens when the message doesn't include any redundant or relevant information. And concise communication prompts a better understanding of the message because the recipient can focus on the key points and doesn't get distracted by a wealth of minor details. Then, third C is consideration. Which, while giving the information, you should consider the age, medium, and style. So while engaging in communication, a sender should always consider and value the recipient's needs, moods, and points of view, and tailoring the contents and the style of your message based on their target audience. It strengthens the key points delivered within, as the sender can use argumentations and examples relevant to the recipient's experience, thus catering to a more thorough understanding of the message. Then fourth C is concreteness. So effective communication happens when the message is supported by facts and figures. So whenever you uh, uh, communicate, uh, you may use facts or figures. Then concreteness in communication is also about answering to questions timely and consistently and developing your argumentations based on real life examples and situations rather than on general scenarios or theories. So concreteness fosters effectiveness in communication as the recipient gets a more comprehensive overview of the message and its implications. And fifth C is courtesy in communication implies being respectful of the recipient's culture, values, and beliefs. Also, it involves the need to adopt a register your audience can easily relate to and understand. So courteous communication has a positive impact on the overall communication, as it prompts a more positive and constructive approach to the conversation. I hope that you might be getting the points whatever I am sharing here. Okay, so 6C is clearness or clarity. So to be effective, communication has also to be clear and specific, and to achieve clearness the message should focus on a single objective, thus emphasizing its importance and catering for a prompt understanding of its contents. And clear communication also requires the adoption of the relevant terminology, thus reducing ambiguities and confusion in the communication process. Okay, means relevant terminology you should adopt while delivering the content, and if you do that, you will avoid ambiguities or confusion in the communication process. And last C is correctness. So using grammar and syntax means you should use the grammar while writing, or in written communication you should observe the spelling mistakes. It is called here proofreading. So using grammar and syntax correctly vouches for increased effectiveness and credibility of the message. In fact, the grammar and syntax mistakes make it harder for the recipient to decode the message and understand its contents. Also, they have a negative impact on the overall communication, as they show that the sender hasn't taken his time to craft his messages more carefully. So these are the 7 C's, again 5 W's and 1 H we have studied. Again I have provided you that example of incident. Uh, you may replay this video again. Okay, so these things are very much important in your day-to-day life, day-to-day communication. Okay, those are 5 W's and 1 H and 7 C's. So have a nice day. We may stop here. Thank you.